Well, I don't normally sit on the sprayer and watch it rain, but I was eating lunch and I looked at my phone. No chance of rain in sight. So I went sprayed 60 acres. Started getting dark. Wind picked up. Got a notification on my phone that storms was headed here, and I folded up and it started raining on the way home. I first thought it was just going to be a quick little shower, but so far it's been running good for about 20 minutes. Well needed rain. Well, looks like an inch, a little over an inch and a tenth. Still raining, so I ain't gonna empty it out. So it's Tuesday morning, July the 16th. So I'm out scouting beans, seeing I should be caught up for the time being on spraying, but seeing if there's some trouble or problems spots that I need to look at. So we got an inch and 7/10 over the weekend of rain, so I thought we'd look at some corn. This is at the edge of the field and not too far for some trees, but that don't look too promising. We'll go on out in the field a ways and look, but that's not great. One right there beside the size of it. So we'll look at a couple of areas. Well, we go a row in. They got pretty good size ears, so we're gonna say that was fertilizer deficiency. Still not the biggest ears in the world. That's a little bit bigger. Starting to look a little bit better. So y'all starting to see the average size. So let's pull one and look at it. It's a little bigger. So from what I have already looked at, I think this right here is going to be the norm. So 125 bushel. Altogether, this farm's 96 acres at several different fields. We'll stop look at 2 more places on this farm and kind of get an average from there, but it's not a total loss. And if the price would get up, maybe some money to be made, a little bit. Soybeans, they're taking a hit. 10 something yesterday when it closed. So it's not open today, or I've not got a text yet. See, it'll open at 9, I think, my time. So let's go look at a little bit more corn. Here's another field on that farm. I'm just driving by it. Looks like maybe a little bit smaller ears. Yeah, on out in there. We're looking at about the same thing as what we just looked at. Like I said, those are outside rows. But you can kind of see on in there, a couple rows in, or I can, some pretty decent sized ears, considering. This is the hillside that I took in. We was cutting it for hay. Be the second crop on it. That looks about average of what we've had, but those are some big ears, so let's go on in. You can kind of see it's a little greener on the outside. You go on in, it's a lot browner. That's nearly head high on me. Trying to figure, okay, this is about average. I'm gonna pick one of these big boys just for the heck of it. We'll look at it too. So that was a smaller ear I picked. If it'd fill on out, which I don't think it's too late for that, that wouldn't be too bad. That's the bigger ear. I'm sure there's going to be spots that's going to have ears like that. Some's going to have ears like that, and probably some that's not going to have ears at all, or nothing to make grain. So, and here's another field on that farm. Those with some decent ears, these ain't. That's a hoss right there. So I'm in a spot where the sprayer and top dresser was at, so get on in here a little bit, run through the jungle. I'm trying to pick an average one. This and this, those two are pretty good size. Let's go for a smaller one. Whoops. And we'll look at this one and look at some beans. So I know I went for the smaller of the ears, to be more honest. Going to have several like this size, maybe a little bit better, but I'm going to say that's going to be the average of most of our corn this year. So I'm here at a bean field. We're going to look at it. This is one of my double crop beans. Double crop, planted after wheat. I didn't burn it down. I did spray about 2 weeks ago. Since this rain, I'm looking for volunteer wheat coming up, and I don't see any. But looks a little sketchy out there because of the straw or the wheat stubble. But you can see I've got a pretty dang good stand overall through here. And we're gonna go look at some of our early beans, and it should be about time to bloom. We'll go to the second field planted. It's off the road, and I can pull in there and people ain't looking at me like I'm an idiot for talking to a camera on a stick. This is the second field planted, almost waist high. So you can start blooming, putting on pods. There is some blooms right there. So supposed to get rain, 60% chance for tomorrow, 70 for Thursday, so if we get that, do these beans good. The dry weather, when they're not trying to bloom or whatever, when they're young, don't hurt them as bad. They build a good root system, and if I had a shovel, I'd dig up and show you we'd look at the root system. But it is what it is on the corn. It's looks like it's going to be another 2012. We went through a drought like this. Corn didn't make much. Beans made really well. They come on later on, got rain, and that was the first year I full-time farmed. I'd worked off the farm and farm 2 and 12 I made the decision to full-time farm, and best year I've ever had as far as income wise. But I don't think that's going to be the case this year unless something drastic happens, because the money ain't there. But I bitched about that in the last video. So in case you're living under the rock, former president, hopefully the next president, Donald Trump, had an assassination attempt on him. They shot his ear. I don't wish anyone to be dead. I don't like Joe Biden or Kamala, but I'd take it serious if somebody did try to take an assassination attempt on him. I've seen on social media people with laughing emojis and negative comments, wish they'd killed him and everything. If that's the way you feel, you got too much hate in your heart. And do some research on what people are actually, these politicians are actually standing for, what they're actually doing, what they're actually accomplishing. Just don't let your feelings get in the way of the prosperity of this country. And if you feel that way, please unfollow me. Don't watch me no more. Because that's just you got hate in your heart. So with that being said, I'm not going to get political. I guess I just did, but I'm not going to go and talk about my conspiracy theories on this whole assassination attempt. So we'll call this a video. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Corn, it is what it is. I mean, so we'll catch you on the next one. Well, that's not the tallest corn in the world. It's Tasman, and it looks a lot better since we've got this rain. That was going to be the bad, but it may end up being some of the better corn. It's putting on ears. Sorry I ain't closer, but there's a hill up here and I don't want to get over there and hit somebody head on. And that's the field that, if you watch me, have been watching me, that I thought I'd killed. So it's coming on looking pretty good. So it all may be decent corn. Well, that's how some of it looks right there. Not much taller than waist high, but it looks like it's growing.